BlackBusters.
What's cracking with the family? This is BlackBusters, the best film podcast in the world, man.
In the world.
Yes, indeed, man. It's your boy, Bigg Jah, Mr. To the Max. I'm here with my co-host, brother Tone.
It's your brother Tone. What up, what up, what up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We here doing it again, man. And we here to review and discuss black cinema, man.
We love it.
And give the flowers out to all these great films. And hopefully y'all do the same thing when y'all watch films like we do. I just marvel at all the good stuff that's going on, that went on, old and new movies that we do. And we here, man. And
what's on the docket for today?
On the docket for the day, The Wood, man.
Oh, we bringing out the big guns
the Wood,
on this
bro.
one, huh?
We bringing out the big guns.
Oh!
I'm gonna tell you, this is probably one of my favorite films.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
of all time, and it's just so dope, bro. Because 100% from the beginning to the end, I can relate to.
Okay. Tell me why you love it. Tell me why
I love this movie.
Why it's so high on that list.
For one, I'm from Los Angeles. I'm not from Inglewood, but I'm from South Central, and which is right. Inglewood is right there to the west.
Yeah,
and I'm from the west side of LA, but Inglewood is even further.
Mm-hmm.
But I've spent a lot of years in Inglewood. I know the city. I know the area. I know the AA market that they went in and filmed at.
Yeah,
I know everything
about,
not everything about Inglewood, but damn near. So when I watched it back in 1999, it just took me back to my childhood from 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. And I just remember so many great memories and bad. And the bad memories are even great now because you laugh at it now.
Yeah.
But I can relate to every aspect of that film, bro.
Yeah. It is damn near the perfect movie.
Come on.
It's damn near the perfect movie. It has aged so well.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
It ages well. Every moment of it hits the right beat. The jokes are still funny. I've heard them 1,000 times. They're still funny.
Right.
It makes you feel good. The movie makes me feel good.
Feel good films, bro.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah. Cast it to the T, cast it perfectly. I know every person, every character in that film, I know.
Yeah.
I know from elementary, middle school, high school, next door neighbor, across the street, up the block, at the store, at the laundromat, everything. So the music take you back. It's like, man, whoever wrote that film, and had to have experienced that lifestyle.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
You can't. Yeah. So his name is I don't know if I want to say Nigerian. I know it's African. I'm trying to think of his last Famuyiwa. Rick
Famuyiwa.
Famuyiwa.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
And I believe he's from Inglewood. I believe he's from the Wood. I think so. He just basically wrote what he knew.
Yeah. And
I think it was a great film. I think it's definitely a classic, an instant classic. And I feel like even if you're not from Inglewood, you would enjoy that film. Because I believe that would, if you're not from Inglewood, but you're from Rosewood, you're from Brentwood, and maybe not Brentwood, but
different.
But it's
a different wood.
Like if you take the black kids and make them white kids, it's gonna remind them of their neighborhood,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Because so it's just a great movie all around.
It's got all of the coming of age elements that a great movie like that has, right? From like grabbing butts, to just school dances, to getting numbers, right? These are time capsule things, right? Like that only, like making sure you had your pen and your paper,
man,
right? Like don't get these Tic Tacs, get this, don't get that gum. All of those rules that were rules of the game.
Don't get gum.
Yes,
gum is cool, but suck. Never true,
right?
Man, perfect, bro.
Just so many different pieces.
Hell yeah.
I love like the decision that they made to go with the break the fourth wall narrator, where he's talking to us and we're having that experience and we're kind of blending in him talking to us to going back in the day to like the real life. Man. Like it's just one of those really perfect movies. It just works in so well. And so especially, like, I didn't grow up in Inglewood, but when my folks separated, my mom, my 2 little brothers, and my sister moved right off of Evergreen. Evergreen and Beach, right? Which is where the liquor store is, right?
Yeah.
So like from that to like La Tierra to St. Bernard to like all of these like, locations, it just childhood.
Nostalgic.
But even if it was Pasadena, even if it was someplace else, just they captured childhood and coming of age, and learning to navigate all of these things. Because what's interesting is that like Big Mike had to learn all of these things and learn how to move, and we all did, right? Like
Indeed.
even though like Slim and them, they seem to already know it all,
right?
But would you learn? This is the cologne you put on. This is what you're supposed to wear.
This the hat you don't wear when you go to that market.
Don't wear the hat that way. Don't all that kind of stuff. Just a dope, beautiful movie, man.
And the first, it's. Let's start here.
Yeah.
It's about basically 3 friends growing up in Inglewood. One friend coming to a new school, being a new kid on the block, and these guys, these 3 boys, building a bond over the course of their lives. They're growing up together, and one guy is getting married, and he catches cold feet the day of the wedding, and the 2 other friends rally together to help him feel better about getting married because he's having second thoughts.
Yep.
And all while they're doing that, they go down memory lane of, how they became friends and how they got to this point. I love the fact that they show how they were boys at first, middle school, and then you see them fast forward to the current day where they're grown men, and the personalities have either changed and or intensified who they are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And how I don't know if we have to get into it early, but I'm going to. Roland, Big Mike ended up being the best man of Roland.
Yes.
Getting married. And when he met them, they were the best friends, Roland and Slim. But as they got older, they clashed. They were best friends, clearly, they're brothers, but if they're all 3 brothers, Mike was the brother in the middle, the mediator.
Yep.
And that's why I thought that was a dope way of how they did that. Because I'm thinking that Roland, Slim would be the best man.
Right.
But Mike
was the bridge.
He was the bridge.
And when you have a bridge homie like that, right? When you have someone that can sit in the breach and keep both people accountable or neutralize what could be overly competitive energy by like helping the team move the page, which is exactly what Mike does in this movie, right? Like he literally is the engine that kind of keeps it going. And what's interesting is how he was the engine going all the way back to childhood, right? And that's what I love about it. Like when they were kids, like they were believable as friends, and as adults, they were believable as friends, right? Their friendship makes sense. Their nostalgia makes sense. Remember that time? You remember the bet? You remember that? You remember? I remember the bet. You know what I mean? Like that's 100% how when guys get together, how they talk, especially like black guys. I don't know how like anybody else does, but like you remember when we were staying on Sepulveda? Remember that apartment we had on Sepulveda?
Yeah, I remember that. You remember that?
I remember that, right?
Yeah.
Like, like that's and so it's those little pieces that shine through and make the movie just so authentic.
Right.
Yeah.
And organic.
Yeah.
I felt like these guys were friends outside the camera, off the camera, outside the movie. Their chemistry was dope. And just moving to LA. LA is a melting pot of different cultures and different people from different places.
Yep.
So a lot of times you got people born and raised in LA, and you got people I came from North Carolina when I was 12.
Right.
13. And now I got to learn a whole new way of life. Moving to LA is very specific. It's a culture shock a lot of times.
Yep.
And it was for him. And but that's a lot of lies that people can relate to that. You from LA? Yeah, born and raised. Well, I wasn't born here. I came here when I was 9 in Texas or Oklahoma or New York or whatever. So that's another aspect I thought was dope.
Learning how to fit in.
Learn how to fit into a city like LA that's very specific. There's codes. You can't come to LA. You can't just come to Inglewood in '86 and just live and be a boy.
Yeah.
You got to know things.
You know
what I'm saying? And that's super true.
So
like the first day, I remember I was born in San Diego. My parents lived in LA. They used to go back and forth before I was born. My sister was born in Watts.
Right.
I came right after her. My mom was pregnant with me when we left LA and moved to San Diego. And then they decided to stay in San Diego. I was born at Grossmont Hospital. Mm-hmm. We stayed there until I was 7. My mom and parents and divorced. I came back to LA. Mm-hmm. I was 7. My first day in my mom, we were moving into our house, our apartment, and my mom was like, "Go outside. I'm in the way."
Right.
And my mom's trying to push away. I'm 7,
right.
So go outside, make some friends.
Right.
That's what she said. I went outside, and within 15 minutes, I'm on the grass thumping, fighting. First thing they said was, "Where you from?"
Yep.
And I was like,
"Yep,
San Diego."
Mm-hmm.
I'm 7. And so they was like, "Hey, can you fight?" And I was, nah, I don't know.
Welcome to LA.
I could, but it was like 8 kids on the block. They had scooters and bikes. They just rolled up on me. I'm in the front of my apartment complex sitting there.
Yeah.
I'm 7.
Yep.
Now, I'm a rowdy 7, but I'm new. I don't know nobody there. And they said, "Well, you're going to fight. You're going to fight him." I fought my homeboy Jarrell. He was 9 at the time. I'm 7, he's 9, but we the same height.
Yeah.
I mopped him, of course. And so ever since then,
of course.
At the time, I was like, that was what I was, a jokester. That was a fighter.
Yep.
I love to do both. You know what I'm saying? So, ever since then, from then on, they knew I could fight. Hop on the bike, we rolling. Yeah. We going up and down the different blocks and we terrorizing.
We joking and fighting.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but that was how you bond.
Yeah.
You had to, if you couldn't fight, you got to stay in the house.
It's so interesting, like, and we'll get into the characters a little bit later, but it's so interesting thinking about what the movie would have been like if Mike had met Stacy first.
Oh,
you get what I'm saying? Like, he happened to luck in to the crew that he lucked into, right?
Big facts.
But if he had
if he
just happened to move into a different apartment building,
up the block,
or a different house, or a different block, and the first person he met
was Stacy
and Stacy's people.
Come on, Lonnie.
Totally different scenario and circumstance. Totally different. And that's
big facts.
That's how LA can be.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like one block versus another, right? Yeah. Like, I grew up off of Marlton. Mm-hmm. This is a local. We're being local. You know what I'm saying? Baldwin Hills. I grew up off of Marlton.
Behind the mall.
Behind the mall. There's an alley, and then there's Somerset.
Yeah.
Somerset had gangsters.
All day.
Marlton had retirees. Right. Everybody on Marlton was old.
Mm-hmm.
Rose bushes in the front lawn, grass. Everybody on Marlton was like 65 and up.
Mm-hmm.
Somerset was where the young people are.
Right.
1 block difference.
1 block.
What is the difference between...
And your mom or dad might be like, you can go to that store over there, but don't go to that
block. Don't cross that alley.
Because she knows over there.
You ain't playing over there with them. And this is in a time where we were known to like explore and hop on a bike and go everywhere. But we also know in LA you can't do that. But literally, that's the story of LA, right? Like, if you grow up on Marlton, you're on honor roll. If you grow up on Somerset, you're blood.
Yeah.
Right? Right? And in the wood, especially when we look at the young characters that Mike interacts with, right? It's the crew and the Stacy, right? And just a razor, like a razor's edge. One decision versus the next. Like, let's say, instead of how Stacy did warm up to Big Mike, let's just say he said, I'm gonna invest in you.
That's the worst thing he could have did for him.
That's the worst thing he could have did.
Befriend him.
Exactly.
Befriend him and invest in him. It would have been, Big Mike would have been, I'm saying, big termite from the hood.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Big termite.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
He would have had Mike. And Mike had heart. Mike would have just been like, well, I don't know nothing different. Right. He was a good dude, so it's possibly that he could have strayed away, even if Stacy pulled him in.
Right.
But
it's close.
Most of the time,
it's close.
A lot of these dudes, 80% of dudes is out there game banging. It's probably good dudes off top, but they put into it, and it's a lifestyle that they kind of can't get out of.
Yep, I noticed that.
You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. So
I noticed that, like it was that close. You know what I mean? And even if Stacy had gone so far as to, I'll let you date my sister, but I'm gonna need you to put in this work or do that work.
Right.
Mike was so into, he might have done it for
Alicia.
Yeah. He might have done it.
Mike would have caught a body.
He would have
caught a body, bro.
He already did. Right. So that part is, and that's the backdrop of this really wholesome story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the wood couldn't have been told if you would just had the wood with the 3 boys.
Yeah.
Alicia, the school dancers, fast forward them getting married, rolling, getting drunk and all that. It would have been a great movie. But it wouldn't have been a realistic movie.
Right.
Stacy was necessary. And even though they didn't even have a lot of gang culture in there.
No.
And it's okay. In those years it would have been more. It would have been more, but because it was a movie that was going back and forth.
Yeah.
They were just showing you memories in time. I
thought that the way that they handled the LA gangs was perfect. Like everything else with this movie is pitch perfect, right? You know, they when they make the decision, when it's the school dance and they're making a decision about they're doing the breath check. Everybody's got tart breath. And they're deciding whether or not they're going to go to the store to get some Tic Tacs and some gum. They immediately take into that calculation, there's bloods there. Right. They immediately have to weigh that from a decision standpoint. And all 3 of them have a mini council, and they decide they're going to go.
Right.
And they go, and who is right there in front of the stove? The bloods.
Right.
100% hat checking. Right.
100% correct.
Right.
No exaggeration.
It was everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Right.
You know, but that it wasn't heavy-handed, but 100% we was aware. Matter of fact, one of the first things they asked Big Mike is he a cuz of blood?
Exactly. That's even if you don't bang, even if you don't bang, even if they don't bang, they're gonna ask you.
Right.
They wasn't even gangbangers. They wasn't banging. They wasn't pressing.
They needed to know.
Yeah, so if you are who you are, or what side you on, we got to figure it out. Because these niggas over here is doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like you said, it's probably best that you kick it with us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Perfect.
Right. We under the radar.
Yeah, we under the radar. He's about this basketball. I'm about these hoes. You know what I mean? Like, be with us.
So smart, bro. As a kid, I would have said away from Alicia.
Yeah.
Me personally, because I already know her brother's Stacy. Oh yeah, I'm cool.
Right. He was spitting though.
Yeah, I know.
He was
spitting. He didn't know. It was first day of school.
He didn't know.
Yeah. By the time I was 13, I was.
He didn't know until he had already transgressed. Right. Like, you know, like.
He said, "Why y'all ain't tell me she had a brother?"
Yeah. That's my favorite line in the movie.
She would get mad. I didn't think she would get that mad, honestly.
That's one of my favorite movies. But my favorite lines in that movie is remember we told you like the difference between Crips and Bloods? Yeah. That nigga's a blood.
That nigga's a blood. Right. That's me for sure.
That's my favorite. One of my favorite lines. Let's bring up, did you ever do the butt grabbing, the booty grabbing dares?
Of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Me, nigga, I'm the young man. For sure.
For sure.
Hey, man. Unfortunately, bro, I was that guy. I was grabbing booties since.
What a rush.
Man. Oh, yeah.
What a rush.
Stop playing.
Yeah.
Or the girls who liked it.
Yeah.
Who chased you, and then when they chase you, hit you and go right back to playing double dutch.
Yeah.
So you can do it again.
It's all assault. Like in retrospect. Right? Like
Is it assault when you're 9?
Yeah, I think so. Because if it was an acceptable assault.
Of course.
Because you could not go grabbing titties.
Nah, that's crazy that you say that. You're right.
You remember you could not. It was something like
grab
titties was off limits.
Yeah.
But like, grabbing ass was just like
grabbing ass. Yeah.
I didn't don't do that no more. You know what I mean? Like you little nasty boy.
Right.
Like, but grabbing titties would get you. Yeah, butt grabbing was cool.
They even called it grab assing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I have grab assing.
Grabbing titties will have the counselor in there.
Yeah, have your mama in there in the office with the principal and her mama like
which means we understood that like
grabbing booties, nigga.
That grabbing booties was okay.
Everybody, like people who know me now, they be like, "Man, you've been on ass since I was a kid." Nigga. So the fact that my content and I'm the Yan man, the ambassador of all that.
Yeah,
man, I've been like this since I was a kid, bro.
It's so funny.
Watching that scene of him grabbing ass, that's 100% me.
And what was
I'm gonna do it.
What was like? Why were we grabbing ass? Was it because we had all of this like pent up pre-sexual energy that we didn't know what to do with?
Absolutely. Saying it's sitting inside the classroom just looking at a girl, she's not even doing nothing.
Yeah.
And you getting hard.
Yeah.
That's normal. When you in middle school, that's normal. You ain't got no dick control.
Right.
Yeah, so you just I don't even want to be hard, but I'm over looking at Lisa. I'm over looking at her leg, her calf is showing. Her little socks and her calf is showing. I'm just looking at her legs. The skin is Hey, I got to come to the class, to the front of the class?
Yeah.
Oh, no, damn. I'm over here chubbed up.
It's funny, man.
I'm over here on medium.
It's funny because as a man, like without like, I'm not trying to sound like a pedophile or nothing like that. Please understand the context in which I make these comments. But even like on like middle school and elementary school campuses, there was a girl or two that was just fine for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, why are you so fine?
Overdeveloped.
A 6th grade. Yeah.
We're talking about us. We're talking about us at 10.
Exactly.
I'm not talking about
Let me
the girl
put it
now.
in the context.
I'm talking about us at 10 years
but
old.
Yeah, it was too much. It was like she was too fine.
Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna name no names though, but I know the girls.
I know the girls.
You look like you're 15, but you're 12.
I know the girls. Yeah. And what I know, looking back at that movie, that like I almost wanted somebody to dare me to do something because I needed an excuse. Right.
I was just daring them.
Yeah. I needed an excuse.
Right.
So there's that part. That's why I love the opening to this movie is fantastic because we go from the butt grabbing to Stacy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Stacy.
Go ahead.
Well, give me your opinions, first impressions, lasting impressions. Let's speak about Stacy as a character.
Me personally, bro, I think Stacy was great.
Yeah.
I think he was 100% authentic. And you would think that he really gangbanged. The actor that is, Andre Bonds.
He terrifies me. He's terrified me my whole life. That's how good, you know what I mean? Like
he played, yeah. And the thing about it is I know those type of guys.
Yes.
I remember being like 13, 14 years old, and
they terrified me.
It'd be the nigga from Crenshaw Mafia come to the school, fucking with everybody, and he see it. What's up, man? Where you from, man? And in my mind, I'm like Stacy had hands. He was aggressive.
Yep.
In middle school, if I was Mike, I'm mopping Stacy.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't because I know what that means. Stacy coming back with the homies, and I'm done for. So I would have been I was afraid of Stacy just for the fact that if I do something to him, it's gonna be way bigger than this ass whooping he giving to me by myself.
I'm going to start keeping a top 10 black characters log, right? Where I'm giving you my top 10 out of all the movies we're going to cover.
Right.
And characters will move on. You know, they'll get bumped off. They'll get put on or whatever.
Demoted, promoted.
Right now, Stacy as a character is top 10 black character of all time. Let me run through the criteria why I give them, why I put them on the list.
Let's do it.
Like you said, authentic, 100% believable.
You think about the whole shit, nigga?
100% believable. Stacy was the guy that I was terrified of, right? That would show up on campus, was angry.
Always angry.
Was angry.
On 10 all the time. What's happening?
Ready to, you know, you wanted to stay out of his crosshairs.
Right.
Angry, blood, gangster, Jerry curl, loud, everything that Stacy is.
Right.
So right off the bat, Stacy is 100% authentic. But also kind and generous and warm.
And when it came down to it, he had his sister's back.
Had his sister explained, like he explained. First of all, he apologized. I apologize for whooping your ass.
Apologize for beating your ass the other day.
Right.
That's hilarious. Hey, man, don't ever apologize for beating my ass.
That is an amazing apology.
Hey, man, yo, homie, I apologize for beating your ass the
other day. Right? Like, so funny.
Right.
But like this is I mean, we haven't even got to the later parts of the movie, but there's so much like hood code stuff, right? Like the fact that like Mike stole on Stacy, got his ass beat, but stolen was a big deal.
Yeah,
it was a big deal. It was a big deal for everybody that he stood up like that, right? Like
he wasn't a buster.
He wasn't a buster, and even Stacy was like, I had to beat his ass the other day. Took it like a G.
Took it like a G. That's what I'm saying. You got to It's not even about being the toughest dude on the block because it's only one of that. It's only one of them dudes.
Right.
It's only one toughest dude on the block.
Yeah.
Because if you tough, it's always somebody tougher than you. You know what I'm saying? But it's about getting down there and getting active.
Yeah.
Even if it didn't come your way. But at the same time, Mike, you grabbed this little girl ass.
Yeah.
You deserve your ass for that.
Yeah. Stand up. He said, this is my fight.
Yeah.
What? Snap.
Fired on him and got mopped.
Got mopped.
But he was like, man, he took it like a G.
Yeah.
So and that's why he respected him. Yep. Hence the situation with his homeboy.
Yep.
He was like, you crying?
You crying? You know what I'm saying? Like, these little kids showing more heart.
Yeah, get your ass in the back.
Get your ass in the back.
Fuck, I'm good in the front. Then get your ass in the back or walk home.
So,
or get your ass beat.
Angry.
He gave him options, nigga.
Yeah. But the way he would go from angry to warm, is that the way that, like, what's the emotion that you would explain that Stacey had with Big Mike in that conversation in the car? Right? Like,
from what it seemed like to me, I feel like I know a few of them dudes, like hardcore gangster niggas that I know some dudes that's out that's you know what I'm saying, striped up.
Right.
But they regular dudes that's living this life. So when it came down to it, Mike was like a little brother to him. Yep. He admired for his respect for his sister. And you know what I'm saying, even though he did some disrespect, he was a boy though. Right. And Stacey's done that before. Right. But you understood. You just so happy you did it to my sister, I gotta mop you. Yeah. And at first it was just a talking to. Like he said, Mike made it violent. Yeah. Oh, so now I gotta whoop your ass now. Right. Yeah, boom. Right. But I respect you for standing up for yourself. You stood up for yourself. And you getting mopped and you taking it like a G. You know what I'm saying? And then you tell me you think my sister pretty. Yeah. I like her, you know what I'm saying? Right. Hey, I understand, boys, man. You in the middle school, man. You grabbed her butt because you like her.
And you low-key looking out for me too with the cops.
Oh yeah, right. Of course.
So all of the pieces of the puzzle came together.
You my little homie.
You my little homie now, right?
I'm glad he didn't make him that. You know what I'm saying?
But that was that razor's edge kind of, what we were talking about earlier, which is, I mean, like, I think Mike's North Star, his gravitational pull is to be the character that he kind of became. Yeah. Right, like the mediator, the one that gets it in. He's a nice guy, but like, what if Stacey was like, Stacey could have easily been like, you hanging with me tonight. Yeah, let them go, nigga. Let them go.
And Mike would have
sat in the car.
All right, man.
He would have sat in the car.
With me tonight, nigga.
They would have rolled. You know what I mean? Like, and he would have put him on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He would have sat there. He would have
smoked this. Right. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So just like that. And we know from our time in the city how, like, that coin toss of a life has played out in many people's situations, right? Where, like, literally it almost was like a coin toss. Heads, you get out the car, go to the party. Tails, you stay here with me, and we learn to ride. Right? Yeah, we know a lot of people whose life
several
turned
times,
on that.
I was a car
toss.
ride away from having a whole different lifestyle.
Yes, same deal. Like, same deal. I mean, like for me, growing up in LA and then in Pasadena, which where we lived in Pasadena, we was right in between the Denver lanes and Altadena blocks, right? Yeah. There are a lot of times where they had to shoo me away, right?
I mean, I go home, dude.
Right? But there were other times where, like, they let me sit around and drink Night Train with them, right? You know what I mean? So, but it was always like the same kind of grace that, like, Stacey gave Big Mike, which is like, I like you, you cool, you fun to be around, but this ain't you.
Right. And he knew that.
Right.
He said, man, go get you that dance with my sister, bro.
Go get the dance with my sister.
That's the kind of kid you are, bro.
Go do that. Right? Be easy. Right? Like, great scene, great character, great, like.
Stacey's character is great.
Top 10 for me. Top 10 for me. That's how good it was.
And in the movie, the story needed him.
Yeah.
The story, the movie is called The Wood. Yeah. It needed him.
They didn't play the game. They didn't overplay the gang banging.
But it wasn't a gang banging. It wasn't a gang banging movie.
Yeah, exactly. But they still had it. Was still a part of the backdrop of the city. Love it. Perfect. Love it. What else you love about it?
About the whole movie in general.
Just the movie in general. Any particular scenes?
Man, just the interaction amongst him and Alicia. How a lot of times. I feel like at that age, your first experience with a girl that you like is never a good one. Because she don't even like you first. Or she likes you too, but you do something dumb. Right. You do something dumb. Right. Pull her hair, kick her, trip her, you know what I'm saying? Throw something at her. the same way Roland and Slim was like, hey, yo, Alicia, they threw something at Alicia.
Right.
Real good today,
Turn
girl.
around, scowl.
Right. She turned around initially to say, well, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Hey, you looking real good today. You looking real good today, girl.
Yeah.
Licking his lips.
Mm-hmm.
And she rolled her eyes and looked away. That was what you do to girls you like, because you don't know how to be just genuine. You think you got to be some suave nigga.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So Mike was just stuttering, was coming up.
I think she purdy.
I think she purdy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that shows the innocence of this. I feel like it was, if you never been to the wood or been to like that kind of community, the urban community, the hood like that, you got a great view of every type of kid there.
Right.
You got the gangbanger Stacy. You know what I'm saying? You got the regular dude that came from nowhere. I mean, came from the North Carolina, fish out of water.
Right.
And you got the two boys that grew up there their whole lives, as we think, as it shows. And the girl, double Dutch. I feel like they had every aspect,
all of it.
And she was a good girl, but she ended up giving the buns up to the guy that she liked. And that's normal too. As a father, I'm not a father yet, but I mean, like, I know that you don't want your daughters out there smashing. But she was a girl that was a good girl. She was cool. She was good at school. She worked hard. She wasn't fast.
She was wise beyond her years.
Right.
Because one of the things that they didn't bring up, but you assume is that her home life was probably fucked up.
Think so?
I think so.
His Stacey Gangbanging.
Because Stacey Gangbanging. Right? You know what I mean? Like, you know, like I'm willing to bet that like the fact that like Stacey is always beating somebody ass, robbing her account,
robbing liquor stores,
you know, beating ass to protect her, you know, because she's pretty and some niggas always fucking with her. Right. Like to me, like that screams apartment complex. Right. You know what I mean? And it screams guys in front of the complex watching her grow up. But now she's at a point where that ass is wagging, she looking good. I'm gonna say something. Right? Like, you know, like I'm too old, but fuck it, right? To me, that's the environment that I believe Alicia came from.
And her mom was never home.
It
home. Seemed like
clearly.
Even when she walked the show, you can come and see, you want to come see my dress?
Yep.
He stopped in front of the door like, that wasn't a huge moment, but we could see his energy was like, nah, you invite me into your house, into your room?
Right.
I ain't never been here before. But and maybe her
Stacey
life
comes stumbling in.
Yeah, with some buns. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe her life wasn't fucked up necessarily, but maybe it was more so she had a lot of empty space to do what the fuck she wanted because her mom was working. My mom was always out the house. My mom was working 16, sometimes 12 to 16-hour days. Like literally working all day. What the job that she had, she was an administrator, so she was all over the place. So I ran the streets. I woke up in the morning, my mom was asleep. I come home, my mom don't get home till the damn near midnight. And I was running around until like 11:45, knowing my mom will get home around in 15 minutes. Let me go home and get in the bed. I should have been in the bed. I was supposed to be in the bed by like 8:30.
That's a great call out too. That I think reframes it.
I just snitched on myself. My bad, mama.
It's Inglewood. It's not Compton.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's not Watts. It's Inglewood. This is working class folks, right? Still got his hood, still got his gangs or whatever. But like, ultimately people are going to be in better shape around Inglewood, right? Like, you know, because it's West Side, because it's not like, you know, as bad as some of the other areas could be.
True.
Maybe that makes sense.
I think she was an Inglewood chick, and she
was an Inglewood chick. She's the St. Bernard chick.
Yeah, for sure. And she looked like one.
Yeah.
She act like one. A little sass, but she had, with a little class.
Bernard had the best chicks.
Hey, man. Yeah. Bernard, you know what I'm saying? Westchester
and Bernard.
Man, for sure.
We're getting local on the show. But,
man. But that's what the wood will do for you.
Yeah, but you know, whether you're from Southern California, or you're from the Bay or from area, you know the high schools
that had the
that had the ones, right?
Yep.
Very, very, very good note. Very good note.
Man, I love the movie. I love this movie for so many different reasons, bro. And I think it's just it's a feel good film. I feel like it's honest.
Yep.
I feel like it was written from a place of familiarity. Yeah, perfect film for me.
So let's talk about the characters. Let's give out the MVP. And then for the purposes of this conversation, we can define it a couple of different ways. We can say who was the most important character in the movie. That would be the MVP, or from a story standpoint, or the person that just had the biggest impact, that their performance made the movie. So it's really the difference between what's on paper from a story standpoint or what's on screen from an acting standpoint. So I'll let you define it, but who's your MVP for The Wood?
MVP. That's an easy one for me, but I think I'm gonna go with the easy call. Mike.
I think it's Mike.
Mike is he's the engine of the whole film.
Mm-hmm.
He's the narrator. He's the main character.
Yeah.
I think he changes a lot in the film, and by the time he's narrating the film, he's confident.
Mm-hmm.
He's secure in himself, and I think he goes through the most transformation in the film.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily a criteria for MVP, but I feel like he's the most valuable player. I think he's the most improved player as well.
So I agree. Everything that you said, I agree with. I'm liking it to the Golden State Warriors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So think about the Golden State Warriors as presently conducted today. Big Mike is Draymond Green to me, right? In the film. Gets it all done. Plays defense, you know what I mean? Like, gets rebounds, is the heart or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But like Roland and Slim are like Curry and Clay, right? And so to me, like Taye Diggs, that's Roland, and just Roland as a character, both from the past to the present, to me steals the show. Is like the best part of the movie. Like his personality, his quirks, his drunkenness, he's
what hour is the last
home? Right, keep the change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to me, Roland, it's either Roland or Slim. Everything that you said about Mike is 100%.
That was the easy call.
Yeah, the movie does not get from beginning to end without him.
Right.
But I think from a performance standpoint, I think that Roland and Slim are more interesting characters than Mike, and so that's why
I agree with that.
I'm giving my vote to Roland.
Damn, Roland. If that's the case, I'll give it to Slim. But Slim was the funniest.
Yeah, Slim was hilarious.
Yeah,
Slim.
He looked the funniest.
Yeah.
Well, they both had terrible wigs
on. This is why it's tough to call. So it's so funny that you say this. Now that we've given Mike his flowers, right? We respect him as a character. Now we kind of going in this route. So for me, when I look at them as kids, right? It's almost like a tie to me. They were both very funny.
Uh-huh.
They both did well. So now we got to default to them as adults. Right,
yeah.
And I thought Tay was even though I love Adult Slim.
Yeah,
I thought that from both eras, I feel like Roland put up more points on the board.
Okay, he definitely put up more points in the fourth, for sure.
Yeah,
in the second half. When that nigga Slim was in the store, he said, got some for the ass. And nigga had the soda.
Right.
What was you gonna do with the soda? It's not a bomb, nigga. It's gonna explode, but it ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Slim was a
fantastic.
Fool, man.
I mean, I think I would have watched a spinoff with just Roland and Slim.
Absolutely.
Just Roland and Slim.
Absolutely.
Just I want to see Roland and Slim in college. I want to see Roland and Slim. I want to see their whole story.
He was like, "Hey, man."
Yeah.
He said, what you mean, man? You let the nigga Terry Bone? I know I look better than that. I was like, Slim with me.
Slim was legit.
Man, it was a monster, bro.
He was legit. So I think we probably goes without saying, but let's do it anyway. Who's the unsung hero of the movie?
You said it goes without saying. So you think it's
I think that the fact that we wanted to give. I wanted to give the MVP to Big Mike. If I can't give him the MVP, he's the unsung hero.
See, I think the unsung hero is Alicia.
Woo! Make your point, my man.
Yeah.
Make your point.
Alicia's the unsung hero because she literally is the driving force.
Yeah.
To how the first of all how the story went with him meeting her for the first time in class.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're not meeting her, seeing her first time in class.
Right.
Grabbing the butt and getting socked.
Mm-hmm.
Fighting her brother. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Learning how to dance so he can dance with her. What happens if she come up to me? I don't know what to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like
yeah,
it helped him it helped him with his confidence. It helped him with they became friends first.
Mm-hmm.
He was already a nice kid. He was already respectable. He was already a
good dude. Right.
But like, even though he dated another girl, she dated another guy in high school, and then they came together and did their thing in the room.
Right.
I feel like, and then fast forward to him not having a girl at the current day as an adult, but him still being a solid dude, the glue to keep the two homies together.
Yeah.
And then seeing her at the end of the movie. It was a love. This is a love story as well as a comedy.
Right.
And so the main character, this movie could have easily been their story.
I mean, arguably, it is.
Of course.
Yeah.
But like, they never get together at the end. It's not the happily ever after that we see. So of course it is, but of course there's the wood. It got the three boys on the front of the cover,
right? But
the wood could have easily been him and her.
Yeah,
and the same movie could have been the same. Just maybe 6 more scenes with her, and not, you know what I'm saying?
Because even in all the flashbacks, as much as it's a story of the guys and their shenanigans, and it is 100%, but like the driving force, the catalyst of each one of those chapters is Alicia.
Right.
It's got something to do with directly or indirectly is
the
Alicia.
The bed. Oh, Stacy. Stacy wouldn't even been. Stacy would have been introduced in the movie a whole different way.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So yeah, I think that's a really good point. Okay. All right, so let's go to this next award, which is interesting. The overacting award.
Ooh.
Who was going too hard? Who was trying? This is interesting. This is an interesting award for me.
I got 2. All right, so I initially went with Slim, the young Slim.
Young Slim.
Yeah. I can't say he was overacting, but if I had to give an overacting award to somebody, it would have to be him.
Yeah.
Because I was that. I was
right.
Miss Thomas with page 32 on.
Right.
I remember doing that before the wood, because I was in elementary school when I did it. You know what I'm saying? I was silly. I was farting always. I was always making funny voices, changing my name, changing my spitball. I was the class clown. I was the, you know what I mean? So, and if I saw a girl that I liked, I would say something about it. Hey, you smell good. All the shit I say now,
right?
All the goofy, corny shit I say in my sketches and my content is stuff I was saying as a little boy,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
right.
I look at Slim, I'm like, okay, he's overacting, because I think as an actor that guy's a new actor at the time.
Yes.
So I think he was. Yes. I think he was, but also the city.
Yeah.
Hood niggas is extra.
Yeah.
And so
extra.
I think the overacting would be Stacy.
Yeah.
Honestly. Because that's literally how a blood nigga would act.
Right. That's what's so funny.
Nigga, you think, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's so funny.
He could have easily walked. Hey man, nigga, you touched my sister's ass, homie. He could have did that.
Right.
Nigga, you think my sister
extra.
a hoe or something, nigga?
Extra.
He was just, you know what I'm saying? So I know DeAndre Bonds, right?
Yeah, DeAndre
Bonds. That he was I think he had did a couple things before that.
Yeah.
But small stuff. That was probably his biggest thing at the time. And I believe his story is that he kind of fell into acting. He kind of was going to he ran into like a casting call as a young boy and started doing this thing. So it's not like, I don't think he was theatrically trained and nothing like that.
Right.
But he knew he could play. Whoever casted him was like, I know he could play. He a hood nigga. I think he's from Gardena in real life.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He from the hood. So he just tapped into what he knows, what he's seen or what he already is.
He mirrored. Yep.
And so, and I know I've been pressed the same way
That's what makes it so authentic.
Doesn't the time. So was he overacting? Yes, but that's what the hood niggas do.
See,
when niggas walk up on you, they all the extra. Which had nigga was cracking. Nigga, where you from?
It's legit. Nigga, it's legit.
Yeah, so
that's legit.
So he wasn't. He was really very accurate in his performance.
Right.
But it was over the top.
So I agree with you. Let me add some takes to it. Right. So from a young guy standpoint, I understand how like someone could be like, well, Leonard Slim was guilty of overacting, but I just think they was young actors, right? I think they were young actors, probably their first big role. In fact, I think of all of the child actors, only Melinda Williams and the guy that played Big Mike had worked before extensively. And
Big Mike did that whole movie. He did Fresh.
He did Fresh, right? Like, so like, he was
rocking with
really
Samuel
good.
Jackson.
Yeah, he was really good actor, and he played that part role. With Stacey, the overacting is not because of the bombast, the gangster. That shit is 100% legit. It's the way he handled them tender moments. That was a little off. I ain't gonna hurt you, man. Like, it's just a little bit like at first I thought he was trying to fuck him, right? Like I'm so, come here. I want you to go get you a dance. I'm gonna have some fun.
Go get you that dance.
Go ahead, yeah. Like so
name, man?
Yeah. Big Mike.
He said,
yeah.
So intense.
So it's just it was
go ahead.
That part. It was the soft Stacey that like he did he was so soft and so disarming and so like warm and tender. Like he went the opposite direction, right? Like it's just like if he's going for extremes, he's going for extremes on both margins.
Right.
My gangster is hella gangster. My softness is hella soft. Right? Yeah. Bam. Like right, that's why we get.
Why would you have that conversation? He was like, "Hey man, she happened to like that song. Yeah. If this world was mine."
Right.
You hear that song play, man?
Yeah.
Go get you that dance. Man.
Yeah. Why was he talking so slow?
Right. It was high though. Right. He was faded. He was a young nigga too. He was super high.
Yeah.
But that's funny.
It's so funny that like I remember thinking if he said this line, it would have been totally appropriate if he was like, Big Mike. Water was dripping all over your body.
All over your body.
Right, like 100% in line.
That's right. That's the same character, nigga.
The same, like, if the conversation had turned that way, it would have been just as authentic, right? Because that was the energy, like the energy, the way he was looking at him, the way he was smiling at him. Like, it's just like, this has got like weird big homie vibes, right? Like, that part, and I just think is because just the decisions as an actor to warm up to it, right? Like, like I've had big homies be con, I've had gangster niggas be con, and they never was that. They never, come on, I ain't gonna hurt you.
Come on, man, I ain't gonna do nothing.
I ain't gonna do nothing to you.
That's what I tell the girl.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
I just want to talk to you.
Yeah, water dripping when you came out the water. Water was dripping like
the little Superman
curl, your little shorts on, nigga. Right? It had all of that energy to me. So, but still, despite that, it's still my top 10 black characters of all time.
It still was great. It was. I think it was perfect for the role.
Yeah.
And when she gave him the number at the end of the day, and he looked over there, he was like,
"Yeah."
He was juice. Yes. He was this nigga, your biggest fan, nigga.
Yeah,
your biggest cheerleader. He was so happy.
Mike had earned it. Mike wasn't no punk.
Right.
Mike helped him out with the cops. As far as Stacey was concerned, you know what I mean? Like,
his own partner that was robbing the liquor store with him was a sucker.
So as far as Stacey was concerned, you've earned my respect. It's like on some medieval shit. Right. Like, you can have my firstborn daughter. You may have her. Right. Like, you proved yourself honorable.
Exactly.
But yeah, he still gets the award though.
Okay, he does.
100%. Sure. So let's do the recast, right? Ooh. Let's do the recast. So we can. Which way do you want to do it? Do you want to try to recast the Wood today, or do you want to recast it back in the day? How do you want to approach the recast?
Honestly, it's hard to find young dudes back then because I think all those guys are new faces except Mike.
Yeah.
Stacey was a new face.
Yeah.
So you got to think of how can you got to cast some kids from 15 to 20 right now. I don't know too many of them.
I don't know how to do it either. Yeah.
I know Zendaya wouldn't be in the Inglewoods.
Right.
And I don't think she's 25, but she could play like the high school version. That's great. She's 25, but she can play high school still.
Right.
I think when I think of young girl actors, I think of her.
Yeah. That part is hard to cast.
Yeah.
Right. Could you see Nia Long as Alicia? If you're recasting back in the day,
the older one, or
let's say you're recasting the younger one. You're recasting back when the movie came out.
Yeah,
that works for me.
Okay, so the thing is, could in 97, right? Melinda Williams and Nia Long probably the same age in real life.
Yep,
but she looks
Melinda could do the bangs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like she could do the shorts. Yeah,
because I think Nia Long was in 91. She was a high school girl. Yeah, Brandy and
it might not have worked.
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah,
I can see her playing the Sanaa Lathan version. The older Alicia.
Because Nia Long doesn't look like she comes from Inglewood. Melinda Williams 100% looked like she came from Inglewood.
Yeah. But I thought, so Brandy in Boys in the Hood was Nia Long. And she looked like a girl that went to St. Bernard's.
Right. You know That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? But I think visually, or not visually, but like because we see her grow up, we know Nia Long now. That's Love Jones, Nia Long. I can't see her as playing a high school girl now because she was so grown.
Could Brandy Norwood have played Alicia?
Ooh. You talking about Brandy or the singer?
The singer Brandy.
Thea Brandy. Thea Brandy?
Thea Brandy?
Remember Thea? That Brandy? Yeah, I can see it.
The only thing that I couldn't see is Melinda Williams got mad in the way only a schoolyard chick can get mad. Don't you put your hands on me? My brother gonna whoop your ass. Right?
Oh, and I will tell my brother.
Yeah, I don't know if Brandy could have pulled that off.
Nah, maybe. I've never seen her do it, even as Moesha.
You know right. She's always been so Black Pollyanna that I've never even seen Brandy upset. I've never seen her scowl.
Right.
You know what I mean? In the whole world.
I think they purposely did Brandy like they marketed her like that.
Yeah.
Remember, Brandy wasn't as rough as Alicia was. I think on the show Brandy.
I could see Ray J as
Roland.
For
sure.
100%.
Yeah, I can see Ray J as Roland. I couldn't see him as Mike at all.
No.
I could see him as Roland for sure.
Yeah.
I could see Jason Weaver as Slim.
That's good. I could see Jason Weaver as Big Mike too. No,
yeah.
Jason Weaver's a big personality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's big and he's funny. Yeah.
I would ooh. Now he was already grown.
Cool. Who are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about Theo. Michael Jamal Warner as the high school Theo in the Cosby Show.
He's kind of too grown.
Yeah. But by that time he was grown as hell. He would have to play Mike as an
adult. Right.
As an adult. Who the hell was the little boys back in the day?
I'm trying to think of who could fit. So I had a name just on my. Could you see Lauryn Hill as Alicia?
Lauryn Hill back then? Too mature because she played. Well, she looked like Alicia back in Sister Act.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking around that time she was playing.
Voice was too deep though.
Voice was too deep. Probably couldn't get away with it.
It was Lauryn Hill, so you probably could.
Yeah.
But I felt like her energy was so mature. Even
she didn't have schoolyard energy the way Melinda Williams did.
You know what I'm saying? Jump rope and shit like that.
Yeah. She didn't have schoolyard energy.
I'm going to go back and watch Sister Act, man. Cause she did her thing in that. But her and Melinda Williams did favor.
Yeah. That's
that's a good call. Yeah.
Sorry, so let's do some story predictions, right? Story predictions. We extend the movie by another 30 minutes. How does life pan out for the rest of these characters?
I think Roland and Lisa, stay married and have great kids. Mike, of course, it gets with Alicia. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
And they're going to be married within the next year. Slim and Tanya.
You think he comes back around?
Only because
that feels within Slim's nature.
He still look good in the jeans.
Yeah.
I walked out.
Yeah.
And Slim was the asshole, but even at the end of that scene where he was trying to get Lisa to feel comfortable and take him back, he said, "You look beautiful." Yeah. And you can see he was genuine. And when it's all said and done, he was still Slim, but he had Mike's back. He just met Mike that day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And him and Roland had his back. They both got pushed down and almost beat up. And even fast forward to where Mike is explaining to Lisa, we all met you at that concert, and Slim was the only one that had the courage to come up there. And what did he do? He introduced you to his boy.
Right.
Slim is still a solid dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can see Slim talking a lot of mess, but he's a guy that talks a lot of mess, but he can Tanya, because Tanya's still in Tanya's character, Tamala Jones, she looked amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
It's crazy. She should have been in the movie more.
Woo!
You know what I'm saying? Man. So
I could see Slim leaving the reception and driving over to Tanya's.
Bring the coffee pot back.
Yeah, bringing the coffee pot back. I just wanted to return this. And wow, what a crazy day.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sitting down and
so what you doing?
Yeah.
I'm about to go get something to eat.
Yeah, I'll go get it for you. Let's go get it. I can 100% see that happen.
And them talking mess to each other.
Yeah.
As they're going on the
As
day,
they're going,
Because even when she came outside, they was all getting hosing off. And she was like, "Oh, give us our clothes." And she was like, you know what I'm saying?
Something could have happened there. Something could have happened there. An impossible what if. What happened to Stacy?
Oh.
Do they ever mention it?
There ain't no really what if.
Yeah.
Because there is a what if, but you seen Dope, right?
Yeah. The continuance. All right, yeah. That's
he was the security guard.
That's right. That's the same multiverse.
For the high school. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Yeah.
Yeah. So if Stacy he do about 3 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody really be on the front line like that and don't do no time at all. It's very seldom.
That's
God forbid they pass, but they gonna do some type of time.
Yeah.
Some type of county time or some pen. He do that and he comes out and he's working for the city.
Yeah.
As of one of my boys got a joke about every hood high school got a janitor or a security guard that used to bang.
Time, yes.
That used to bang or used to be active.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Stacy would have been that guy.
I think 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
I think he would have been. He probably would have, because in that area now, there's the charter schools that done popped up everywhere, right?
It's jobs for everybody.
He's head of security at the charter school, you know what I mean, or just a utility faculty member.
And they purposely hired them dudes, you know that, right?
100%
to keep the game bangers from the block off from fucking with the school.
So
somebody reputable got to be.
My mom works at one of them schools. I'm not gonna put the school out there. I want to keep her employed until she retire. But basically, today's parents ain't the same as our parents, right? Like our parents were always 100% on the side of the teacher in the school, right? If they just said you did something wrong, there was no litigation, there was no trial, there was no proof of the evidence. Teacher say you acting up, your ass is acting up.
Right.
Shut the fuck up. I'm riding with the teacher. Yep. Today's parents is a little bit different because they want to challenge. Like if the kid gets in trouble in the school, it's the teacher's fault,
right?
Not the child's fault.
Right.
So as a result, we still in the hood,
right? So
sometimes the parents will come up, or will threaten to come up to speak their mind, and it be that guy, it be Stacy. You know what I mean? Like, to meet him at the gate, you know what I mean? And they know who Stacy is.
Right.
And Stacy knows how to talk to them.
Exactly.
To be like, man,
keep him at bay.
You bring the foolishness up here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's not going to
be civil about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that guy, to your point, can make phone calls too.
Yeah.
He can, like if you really gonna disrespect me or disrespect these kids, I know.
This parking lot can be full. This parking lot can be full real quick. Nah,
crazy. Yeah, man. I think
the wood.
Yeah.
And the thing about these films, bro, we can go on for hours, man.
Yeah.
We can't. but we could.
How many fists?
Come on, man. 5.
5 fists.
5.
5 fists.
And I promise you, every film ain't gonna get a 5.
Every film ain't gonna get a 5.
But this gets a 5, bro, for sure.
Yeah. I want you. So what I want us to start doing is, I want us to have that run-in list of the top 10 characters, and I want us to have our top 10 movies, right? Yeah. And then as we do more and more of these, we'll put names on, we'll take names off. I want to be able to know who your top 10 is. So that when we're on episode like 22 and I move Stacey off, I want you to be like, yo, if you putting this character on, you taking Stacey off, like, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Same.
Stacey, it's going to be hard to get Stacey off the top 10, bro.
I mean, the more movies we do, like I'm not going to forecast it, but there's a lot of really good characters.
That's true.
There's a lot of really good characters in Black movies. So The Wood. So definitely, man, you guys gotta check it out. Give it a rewatch. You gotta rewatch. You love it.
If you haven't seen The Wood, which I believe most of y'all have, if you haven't seen The Wood, go ahead and watch it. If you've seen it already, but it's been some time, rewatch it and see for yourself how you feel about the breakdown. And I think it's a classic, instant classic, hood classic, all that. And I loved it, and hopefully y'all love it too. Catch us next time, man, on BlackBusters.
That nigga's a blood.
that nigga's a blood. You know what I'm saying? My boy Tone.
Yes, Jah.
Yes, indeed. This your boy Bigg Jah, Mr. To the Max, and I'll see y'all next time.
Peace.
To the max.
BlackBusters.